Next, a good question from CK Cumber asked, in a standard offset, what do you cook on the third of the smoker that is closest to the firebox? Is it lost space? That is a solid question. I remember and I got excited about this one. So if you are, and you say standard, so I'm assuming you don't mean like a 500, 1,000, 250. I think you probably mean like a store-bought Oklahoma Joe or something. It is not dead space. You guys, if you've checked out one of the previous videos I've posted before about, locating or finding the right grill, one of the first things I recommend doing is finding your hotspot. And I recommend you do that after you season, because the first thing is you season it, and while it's seasoning, you can find your hotspots. Well, Rasheed, how do you find your hotspots? The biscuit test. It is very simple. Get a can of dollar biscuits, pop them in the corners, in the middle, get your rig to 350, set a timer for the instructions on the back of the biscuits, and it will tell you, when they're done, you open up at the end of it and you'll visually see, well, this one's done faster than this one's nowhere near, and that's how you find your hotspots. Back to the original question. What do you use that third for? Well, if you're aware if that third is a hotspot or not, you can then shift it from not being a hotspot. Maybe you don't have to waste it. You can put a shelf on top of that lifts the meat up away from the heat source, and you can then use that to cook and maybe balance out where you can load 3 butts on and they're all cooking at the same temperature. Or if you want to leave it bare and you're doing a ton of steaks and you want to expedite one because it's pulling behind, move it over to that hotter region, that 1/3. You can, if it gets really, really hot, you can use a infrared heat thermometer to check. If it gets really hot, maybe that's your sear plate. Maybe that's where you put your water pan with apple cider or other brine liquids to help keep the humidity and moisture in there. You can do a lot of things. It's not dead space. I use every square inch of all my rigs when I'm firing them up. It just takes some understanding of what the temperature reading for that particular area is, and you can go to town. If you're really trying to crispen up some wings after you've been slow smoking them, and that section gets 50 to 100 degrees hotter, move them right over there instead of adding more fuel to your rig. Hope that helps, CK, and thanks for asking the question.